Hey plant friends, it's Sierra, and today I want to talk to you all about Aglaonema plants. Very nice plants. Let me tell you about them. So these plants come in a lot of different colors. They have so much different variegation and variation in the leaf pattern as well as color. So you can get these really pretty pinks. This one's Lady Valentine. You can get edged with red. This is Siam. And I really like this guy, Green Papaya. It's got a red streak in the middle and really bright green leaves. And the really cool thing about these plants is that they do well in shade. So a lot of tropical plants especially like bright indirect light, but Aglaonema can actually handle a good amount of shade, especially the darker colored plants. So for example, this species is going to be able to handle more shade. They like humidity, so this is perfect for like a dark bathroom. You want some plants in there. The lighter colored plants, like the Valentine, they're gonna want a little bit more sun. So you just in general remember that the plants with more variegation and lighter colors, more light. These plants do like humidity, just like a lot of other tropical plants. They're from the rainforests of Asia, so they're going to want humidity and warmth. They really don't want to get below 65 degrees. So yeah, you can put them on your porch in the summer, bring them in the winter, and make sure that they're not getting direct sun. The leaves will burn. And in the wintertime, just make sure that they're cozy. You know, they don't want to get too cold. I'll show you an example of what happens when they do get direct sun. You can see this one has some yellowing and brown, and that's too much sun. Oh, there's another one. So the leaves just literally burn. So keep these plants moderately moist. They do want well-drained soil, but when the top 2 inches of soil is dry, then give them a good drink. They don't want to dry out all the way, but also make sure they're not sitting in water. Like most other tropical plants, they don't want to sit in water or be soggy for long periods of time. If you notice that your plant, you watered it a week ago and a week later it's still wet, there's a good chance that you need to add some aeration to your soil, some perlite, some other things to kind of just break it up. So with watering, if you are using a moisture meter, you can look at the 2 or the 3 on the meter, and that's going to be around when you want to water. Humidity wise, they are going to like more humidity, not crazy amounts. They can tolerate down to 40% humidity, but if you give them a little more, like around 60, they will enjoy that. Also with temperature, and humidity, they don't really want drafts. They do like airflow like most plants, but they don't really want, an open window right next to them. That tends to dry plants out. So tropical plants, unless you live in Florida where it's super humid outside, tropical plants typically don't want to be right next to a window. All right, so one more thing about these plants is this plant family is toxic. So you do want to keep this away from kittens and cats and dogs and kids. You don't want animals gnawing on these plants, not safe. Propagation is easiest through division. If you can see, this one has 3 plants in this pot, so I could literally just take it out of the pot and pull them apart. The same, once this Siam gets a little bit bigger, I could do the same. You want to wait till the stalks are kind of spread out enough that you can separate them, and that's the easiest way to propagate. When you are potting up, you're going to want to pot up just like the next size up. Oh, I think that's about it. These are great plants, and I think that they're sometimes overlooked. There's so many different types of color variation. It's really cool. I just sort of started getting into them because I noticed that there were so many different varieties, and so yeah, it's exciting to find a plant that can do well in shade, because I feel like almost every plant I have is, you know, bright indirect light, bright indirect light, and I only have so many of those spots. So hope you liked this video, you learned a little bit of something, and I'll see you next time. Subscribe. See you soon.